Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second season of the Azuricast. I'm your host, Bijou.
I'm your host, Thundawave.
And I'm your host, Vayatir.
And our guests today are the taller Eevee lover.
Hey, I'm Royale. You can also call me Lizzie.
And the guy who's still being called Bubba, even though he changed his name after 3 years.
Hey guys, it's Bolin here, but some people call me Chris or Bubba.
Well,
welcome all. So, how are you guys feeling? You all excited for second season?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm ready.
You ready? It's good. Great. So, first topic.
Yes. So, as usual, we will have our Pokemon-related topic, and we have a new game coming up in November, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So the question is, are you all gonna get it? And what's your opinion so far?
I'll get it if I'm not broke. It's basically how I feel. It's not a case of do I want it or do I not want it, it's a case of can I afford it? The perils of growing old.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll get it. I might get Ultra Sun first, but I think inevitably I'll get both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll get Ultra Moon. Pokemon's like the one series that I don't like skipping out on, even if I'm not sure how great the game is going to be, because I want to at least try it out first before I'm like, oh, this sucks. So I'll probably get Ultra Moon since I got Sun last time. So yeah.
I got Moon last time, and then I got Sun later, so I'm probably going to do the same thing and get Ultra, and eventually get Ultra Sun. But like Mark, I'm kind of just like, I need money first, so we'll see what's happening.
Well,
Yeah.
Guess what? Since I'm stuck in London, I can't even play it until...
Well, that's
December.
your fault, Regine, for not getting a decent 3DS system. Actually, no, it's Nintendo's fault.
You mean a European 3DS?
It's Nintendo's fault for still region locking the systems in 2017. This is completely ridiculous practice
I know,
for a games company
it
to do
is.
in this day and age.
But
The-
I'll
the
be
thing
getting
is they
Ultra
can't-
Moon probably at Christmas.
The problem with the region lock is that they can't take it off partway through, like the console to hardware thing, so they can't remove it now. It was a
Yeah, I
stupid
know,
thing in the
but-
first place, though.
Exactly. Like, the DS, the original DS, didn't have region locking, but they just added it for the 3DS, and it's like, why?
I bet like in the next DS system that they make, they'll probably take it away if enough people complain about it.
I don't know if there's going to be another region lock, another system, just because the Switch is coming out and they've transitioned Legend of Zelda, and now Pokemon's eventually going to transition. I don't know. I think they're keeping the longevity out, like still releasing games. But once it goes end of life, I don't think we're going to get another DS console.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think so far about the game?
I don't
I'm
know
not really
enough
sure.
about it to really form an opinion. It looks
yeah,
cool
exactly.
visually. It looks cool visually, but other than that, I don't know well enough about it to form an opinion, so I'll have to just play it and see.
I'm super excited, mostly because the biggest game
Bubba,
for me.
no,
I love
you're,
gameplay and stuff too.
you're
but story-
staticking out.
No. Here, I'll see if I can get better Wi-Fi. One of my favorite parts of the games is the story, so I'm super excited to have looks like a drastically changed story from Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for, is like, from what I've seen, you can actually explore Ultra Space, which is what I'm pretty excited for. Other than that, I don't know how different it's gonna be, but I'm excited for at least Endgame. Looks like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, they've
there's a
released a
whole
lot
new-
of story teasers, but not really much about the gameplay yet.
I think they've actually released more gameplay than story, because they only had the one story teaser with like the new team and the whole Necrozma thing. But they released like the Mantine Surf and the going through the Ultra Wormholes, all the new Ultra Spaces, the Lola Photo
that's
Club,
pretty cool.
the new
Mhm.
Ashcat Pikachu, the new Z moves. They actually just released a new trailer today with new Z moves and stuff. It was just from the core leaks that we just got, but new trailer today.
Nice.
Yay! So, are you hyped? Or is it, I'm just getting the Pokemon game?
I'm not super, like, hyped. And it's just, like, I'm excited just because the new Pokemon game's coming out. I'm a huge Pokemon nerd, and I don't like not skipping Pokemon games. So I'm gonna buy it, and nothing has really made me like, oh my god, this is so exciting. I'm going to, like, love this game forever. I'll have to play through it to be able to actually form a solid opinion on it. Like, right now, it's not like I don't like it or neutral. Like, it seems fun. It's just I'm not like, oh my god, new generation. New region, new all this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely that.
I guess we'll see.
Mhm.
Anyway, Mark has a question.
A question? Oh yes, so for discussion, forums, as we all know, have been a sort of dying medium of communication over the past 10 years, especially on the internet. They had this sort of their peak in like the late 2007, 2008, basically when Azuricast started, back when it was Maryland and when it first blew up. That was sort of like the height of forums, but since then we've had the expansion of social media, things like Facebook, Twitter, also other mediums like Reddit, and forums have sort of seen decline. But despite this, Azuricast has sort of managed to survive because of its community. So, the question is, what do you think attracts people to a forum, and what causes them to stay as opposed to going elsewhere? What is it about forums that attracts you, as opposed to just using, say, I don't know, a Facebook group?
Well, I guess for me, I feel like I tend to stick onto a forum. It feels like I'm like welcome there. Like it doesn't really like. Of course, I need to start off with it being about a subject that I'm interested in. Otherwise, there's no point in me logging in or like even making an account. But what keeps me to stay is if I just feel welcome and I just am enjoying like the people, and that just seems like just a positive place to be around, because I don't really want to go join a place and then like everyone's like a bunch of weenie heads and all that. I don't want to go somewhere that's also really, really boring as well. So I guess it's just, for me, I just want to feel welcome and I just want to have like a reason to go on, which keeps me staying to a forum. Then again, Azuricast is like the first forum I've ever joined, so
So it's like the only forum, technically.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, I just pretty much joined on a whim because it was like something I haven't done, so it's like, okay, I'll go ahead and see what this is about, and I kind of just stuck. I mean, I've joined, like, made accounts on other forums before.
The legend.
Well, not like before
of-
Azuricast, but like throughout, like, me first setting up on Maryland until today, there were forums I signed up to look at, but Azuricast was the one that I just stayed with.
Yes. The Legend of Katie Christine 12.
And Katie Christine 12 is going to remain buried. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I'm in a
Alright.
pretty similar situation. I joined the forums, I think I was like looking for trading or something, I can't even remember, but I just kind of stuck around because of the people who were there making friends and stuff. And I've joined other forums, but I think that it's just really just making friends and clicking with people that matters the most. And I think that's why I've stuck around on Azuricast for so long. It's because like you go onto other websites and it's like, oh, they've got their trading forum and they've got this forum and it's just about trading or about competitive, like they just want a competitive battle. But on our forums, it's kind of the reverse, and it's more about the people rather than like. Of course, you can go and trade, but you can make friends while you're doing it as well, which I think is a really unique thing that our forum has that I really enjoy.
Well, when I can't remember exactly how I found the forum, but like I know I joined because I was looking for a role-playing forum, and like Azuricast had that, and it wasn't only just Pokemon, but it was also like other things, which I think was a little bit what Chris was talking about, is like it's not just like a specific forum. Like if I join a forum nowadays, I'm looking for like a specific topic to join it for, to like discuss with people. Like Azuricast, I've stayed on it because like I've made friends and I've talked to people, and it's just not about one specific thing.
So, what I'm getting from this is basic relationships with you guys, like people you've met who've sort of kept you here in the community. Would that generally be what you'd say?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think that's really true.
based on that, do you think that Azuricast could survive for another 10 years?
I mean, it's a team effort, so as long as everyone stays active and continues contributing, then I think it should survive for quite a long time.
I don't know if necessarily the website itself will survive for that long, because there's things like Discord and Skype and other things like that come on. I mean, it's kind of just you make friends and talk with people, and it kind of progresses a little bit off the forums, but it's still the same community, if that makes sense. And so it's still the same people, and I think that's what we were talking about before, why it was so important. And so if there's Azuricast is a way for people to meet each other and talk and still communicate with their friends, then I think it'll still survive. Maybe decrease in activity as people leave or join or whatever, but I think that the community will still be intact, definitely.
Well, the reason... Sorry, Lizzie, go first.
Well, yeah, okay. So, I mean, like, along with that is just, like, I don't know if like forums as a medium will be able to stick around as long because, I mean, if you think about our world, it's really changing in a way that people like to get things now and they like to get it fast. And like forums, like they're fast. Like they're faster than like maybe an email or talking to someone online, but you're not gonna get that same speed you would with like Skype, Discord, Facebook Messenger, texting, yeah. So, like, they're not as instant gratification, sort of, social media.
What I like about the forums is the organization. Like, I've never been able to get into Reddit, mainly because of the way that it's set up. With the whole,
Reddit is quite organized, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on your subreddit you're joining, but a lot of them are.
Moderator Mark kind of coming in, he's going in for the attack.
Yep.
Well, the reason I say that is because I think Reddit has sort of phased out forums simply because, as Lizzie was saying, if she was to join a forum nowadays, she'd probably do one specific thing. But why would it go to a forum? You can just go on a subreddit, which is essentially a forum, but are generally like bigger because Reddit is such a big website and people tend to sort of shop around based on interests. Like, say if I got into a new game, I'd probably go to that game subreddit on rather than look for a forum about that game, if you understand what I mean. Just because I'm already on Reddit, I'd rather just stick where I am. So, and because obviously Reddit just keeps expanding, like it's huge, I just see it replacing forums long term.
Yeah,
I don't think forums got much life left in them.
Yeah, I see Reddit being the eventual, the definite downfall of forums in general, because that's just where everybody's going nowadays. So I guess with me, if the forum survived 5-10 years, that'd be awesome. But I wouldn't imagine it surviving probably like 10 years from now or anything. If anything that would survive from what I've noticed is, or maybe at least with me personally, I have developed like solid enough friendships that I wouldn't really like care too much like a few years from now the forums will die, because I feel like with certain friends I made here, I could be able to still keep in contact with them. Especially with, like Facebook and texting and all that. And the world continues to grow smaller. I think it's a lot easier to meet up and be able to spend time with your friends now that you've met on the forums like several years ago. At least that's how I see it. While the forums might die, I feel like our friendships will last beyond.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we've definitely like gained a lot friendship-wise from these forums, from what I can tell.
I think I agree with what Chris said in terms of like the website itself might die simply because people are going elsewhere for their news nowadays. But in terms of but the forums will stay as long as the community is ready to stay together.
Even if like the medium changes, I think the community will move together.
Yeah.
We'll see how long I can stay up with all the curse bugs though.
It's going to end on.
Yeah, like, as long as this site is, like, able to be navigated, we should be okay for at least a bit.
Yeah.
So, sales pitches. Katie, what have you got for us?
But it's just basically me being... I'm appreciating Regine posting this on here, because I didn't think that we were going to mention this, but it's basically me being a history nerd and me attempting to at least show that I'm knowledgeable and something to the general masses. Basically, who, what, where, when, and why is basically me just talking about random history subjects and people hopefully responding and wanting to discuss them back. It's basically a way of trying to teach myself how to be able to teach others about the subject. I mean, not only for TA purposes during my graduate studies, but also beyond, because I love just trying to make history at least a little bit more fun or bearable to people that don't really like it, because it just breaks my heart so much when I'm talking about my major or stuff I love, or this history in general, and they're like, why do you do that? Why did you waste so many years of your life doing this? Because this is so boring, blah 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 blah.
Aww.
Well, I get that a lot. You get that a lot as a history major.
Why would people say that to your face? That's so mean.
Wow. This day and age, man.
Well, you get that as a history major. History is a subject that there's people, when they don't like it, they're very vocal about them not liking it.
I think that's every major. I tell people I'm going into math, and they're just like, oh, I can never do that. That's so terrible. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's...
Yeah, I always hear, chemical engineering, that's hard.
But it seems with history, I get the same thing over and over again. Why do you do that? It's boring. Why do you do that? It's boring. History is boring. Why do you care about the past? Why? Or
Well, you're
a job out of it? Are you going to be a teacher? Because if you're not going to be a teacher, you're freaking screwed. Which anyway, by the way, I'm going to be working at... My dream job is to be a museum curator. Thank you very much. But anyways, it's just basic. It gives me encouragement when people since I'm getting people posting, but it's basically just me teaching people about random subjects that I feel like teaching about or discussing, and then hopefully having people post and talk back and all of that. I've got my first topic out like a few weeks ago.
It was about mummies, right?
It was about like mummies, right?
Freaked me out.
Mummification.
Yeah, and I got to do I'll do a new one like next week. It's a long time between each thing, because like I was talking about earlier, it took me freaking forever to make that post. Like, I was like researching, I was like making it pretty, I was like making it organized, I was making it easy to read for people.
Yes.
I was making it like organized in such a way that it's really like straightforward and easy for anybody to read. So it took like freaking like on and off.
Good job. You know what's important, the glitter.
Yes, the glitter.
Glitter is the most important part of anything.
It is. Otherwise, I don't know. With me,
Anyway.
If I'm making a post, it's going to be pretty. But anyways, that's my sales pitch. I hope people come and post in it. And give me subjects that you guys might be interested in looking at. I'm not really knowledgeable about certain things in history, but I could be able to talk about most things, and for the things that I don't know about, I can research the crap out of until I can figure it out. So, yeah.
Yay! So we have a Mafia alert.
Yes, I'll keep this short because KT went for quite a while. Talking about history and the stigma associated with it, I understand greatly. Anyway, Mafia will come back sometime this month. I'm still working out the details. Probably a much simpler game. We're probably going to bring back citizens. Very much smaller too, and focus more on day play rather than night play because things have gotten too night-centric. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for that, and that'll be coming to you soon, TM.
Hashtag NerfTown2K17.
I am so ready.
And we are ready for your question, Lizzie.
Okay, so, are there any moments in your life that you could imagine the butterfly effect taking place had you made a different decision than the one that you actually made?
Who wants to start? Nominate.
I can start.
Not me.
Great. Chris up first.
Have Chris start because I'm going to be going, because we know what mine is, so.
Alright, so I was thinking about this a little bit, and I think that a big decision for me, and this might not seem like a huge decision, but my senior year I decided to join the school musical, and I was freaked out because I had an audition, and I'd never done an audition before, and I never tried out for anything, and I was freaking out. I ended up joining, made so many friends, and I think it helped me get out of my little bubble and be able to learn how to talk to people, learn how to socialize and make friends and stuff. And I think that it was just a really, really good experience, and if I hadn't done it, I think I might have ended up kind of being a little recluse and not socializing, and been just not so much of a huge, drastic course in my life, different thing, but just been a very different person from who I was after it because of the influences that I had on me and being able to make friends and just learn a lot of things.
Nice.
All right.
Who's next?
I wouldn't call it a decision so much. This is kind of a hard one to do because obviously anything in your life could completely change things in ways you can't imagine. That's just how butterfly effect works in theory. The smallest things can evolve into snowballs, and then you've completely changed your life just like that. But one thing that sort of came to mind was I was 18, I was at a university fair, no, I was 17, sorry. I was at a university graduate fair, checking out where I wanted to go, and I didn't really know, I didn't do research beforehand, so I sort of just came in and it was all these 100 universities just having their stalls, and there was one in particular that I kind of stumbled across. I didn't intend to talk to them, but my teacher was showing me around, and she said, "Oh, just stop here," and I was like, "No, I'm not. I've never heard of them before." But she was like, "No, seriously, do it." And she started speaking to them on my behalf, and then they started speaking to me, and I actually got interested in it in the university, despite never hearing about it before. I never knew it even existed, and that ended up being the university I went to. So
Pretty big change.
yeah, pretty big actually. Just by sheer coincidence, found out at university, end up where I ended up spending 4 years of my life. So yeah, that definitely changed things.
Next.
Lizzie, your turn.
Sweet. So I was gonna be generic and say picking my college, but since Mark just covered that, I won't do that.
My story was interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. Like,
Listen,
it's my
I know,
life.
but like I just feel like that's what most people go to. I'm just saying, I want to be a little bit different. So,
Savage.
since it's my question, I can say that I think about the butterfly effect a lot. Like, I'm always like, what would have happened if I did this instead of this, and how could my life be different now? But, so I think I'm gonna go a little bit opposite of my question, but still pertaining to it, is like, I think about, like, if I hadn't, okay, this is like a really weird example, but I was at a concert recently, and there's one part in the concert where the singer actually, like, walks through the crowd, and she kind of, like, sings to, like, the person, and I think it's really cool, and I really wanted that to happen. And I decided I would stand in this spot because I was like, oh, she's going to stop here, but she didn't end up stopping there. She actually ended up stopping at another spot that I was going to stand, and I was like, had I only stood there, you know, I could have given her the letter that my friend wrote, and then maybe my friend could have gotten a shout out, and I could have been like, look at what I did for you. So, I mean, sort of like the opposite way of, like, had I done something different, but... So it flows along with that. So just... makes me sad. I'm sad now.
Aww.
But it's fine because I'm going back to the concert, so we're gonna try again.
Yay!
Nice. Regine.
Okay, fine. I guess like, if I decided that I wouldn't choreograph for my dance group. 'Cause, I don't know, I sort of signed up for it on a whim because it's like, hey, they'll probably want more people rather than less to try out to be choreographers. So, I don't know. I made most of my demo like just a few hours before I actually had to audition it, and somehow the directors liked it enough, and yay, now I'm choreographing and now I can't stop. And that probably like helped me get a lot more attention within the community, because whenever like you're a choreographer, you have to display your piece in front of everyone who's auditioning. So like everyone gets to see how you dance on your own. Because I don't think a lot of people knew me before then. And now they're just like, it's Regine! So yay, popularity.
Katie.
Alright, I think I won't go with that typical answer that I did a while back. I guess one that's like a major change that I just completely did because I quote unquote felt like it, was actually joining the forums. Like, I'm kind of wondering like how different my life would have been if I didn't make an account on Maryland, because I've done so many things for Azuricast. I made so many friends. I became a member of staff. I've done all this stuff, and a lot of the friends I made on here were like the closest friends I've ever really made throughout my life. So it kind of wonders how drastic my life would have been if I didn't just make an account on here, Maryland. So
agreed. Like what would I don't think I would have gotten into League without you guys.
I don't think I would have been friends with, like, Thresh, also known as Jake, because, like, I went to his wedding and, like, we became super close friends. Yeah! I went to his wedding, like, a few months ago. Like,
that's awesome.
Probably would have done that if I hadn't gone on the forums. Probably would have never met him.
Mm-hmm.
If I hadn't joined the forums, my GPA might have been slightly higher.
Tisk tisk.
So, Chris, your question.
Alright, so GameFreak seems to just love giving us all these great features and then taking them out right afterwards. In all the Pokemon games. What's your most missed feature from any of the main series games?
Oh, I know my answer.
Then you go first, Regine. Thanks
the
for volunteering.
PSS, player search system.
Oh, I definitely agree. That was an amazing system they took out for the silly Festival Plaza no one likes. and
I think the
Yeah.
Festival Plaza itself, like the booth thing is alright, but I really just hate the bottom screen. That it's just so terrible. Like there's no purpose for. I'm
It's
sorry.
difficult to connect
I use
to other
Gen
people.
6 online connectivity so much, and then going to Gen 7 and it's just terrible because you can't just run into random people like you could and just trade with them. I mean, you can, but it's not even. I don't know. It's just a very
it's
different.
not seamless.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
You have to
finally
stop
got
everything
it right.
that you do just to connect online.
It's
That
like
was the biggest.
yeah, they had like a really good system with the PSS, and they just changed it for seemingly no good reason.
Because you can be playing the game and then be like, oh, someone wants to trade, and then trade with them, and then go back to your game. You don't have to like set up a set time to trade with someone, if that makes sense. You don't have to both be in the
Takes
festival.
forever. Trading, setting up a battle, everything just takes forever with the new system. I hate it.
Katie,
Yo.
your turn.
Emerald Battle Frontier? I missed that so much. I want to
That's
go
my
back
answer.
to it.
See, I never played the Battle Frontier, so I don't really have that many
It
feelings
was
toward it.
amazing. It was actually really fun. It was because all the different facilities are so differently designed, so there's always something for everyone, and it was just a really good post game. So I was really upset when they took it out in Oris and just gave us the Battle Mycen again. That was probably the most disappointing thing about this recently. Was no Battle Frontier.
Yeah, that was a huge slap in the face for me as well. I was like, I'm so ready, I'm so ready, I'm so ready, I'm so ready.
The-
Take me
the
there.
huge
take me
slap
there.
in the
Oh, we are
face.
working on the construction.
Yeah, exactly. That's the worst part about it. It's like they're teasing. It's like, no, you assholes.
I remember they had a bunch of fans who were like, oh, it's going to come later as DLC, and just like, no, it's not. We all know GameFreak. It's not coming back. I'm sorry, friends, but nope.
Apparently, it was like too hard for like casual players, which I can understand. But at the same time, it's like, don't take it away from people who enjoyed it.
You know what's too hard? The freaking battle tree. I swear, and people have been like, no, it doesn't. I swear that they have some sort of RNG manipulation going on in there, that they crit way up more, like crit and freeze, just like all these things. I'm like, there's no way that's the actual rate.
Oh yeah, they all cheat. In every single game, the facilities always cheat. Like, they're always
I
cheating.
swear they can predict your moves, because every time I use Protect, they use the setup move, and every time I attack, they actually attack me. I'm like, how do they know when I'm going to Protect? Like, every time. I don't, oh. Seriously, I want to, like, hack the game and, like, check the code, just to be like, I'm right. I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tangent a little bit. Sorry.
So does anyone have any other features besides the ones mentioned that they miss?
I miss
I
them.
mean-
Oh, Lizzie. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Mark, you talked a lot. Get out of here.
I think you spoke more than I have, actually.
Mine's really simple. I just miss, like, having your little Pokemon sprite walk next to you. And, like, along with that generation was, like, the Pokewalker. I don't know. I loved that. It was so fun. And such, like, a little extra feature that could, I don't know, it made it more real, I guess. Like, the more real something becomes, the more I like it. I don't know. I just think it's cute. I miss it because it was cute. That's my main thing.
I don't like that. I don't miss it. I think it was one of the most pointless things about Heart Gold and Silver, and I'm glad it's gone.
Listen, Mark, just because it's pointless doesn't make it not cute, okay? Just because you don't like cute, fuzzy things.
Well, guess what? I don't.
My point. What made it bad though? If you don't like it necessarily, that's all right. But like, was it really terrible to have it in
It
the
wasn't
game?
terrible, but it was just, I don't see what's the big fuss about. Like, 'cause it didn't add anything.
Just overhyped.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I think, yeah, I'm
Because
not.
I like to add little personality to
Well,
my
I'm a
Pokemon.
utilitarian person,
look
Lizzie.
Look at little Mr. Fuzzy Pants walking beside me, having a good time out in the park.
Oh my god.
I could kind of understand why they didn't put it in later games, because that would take a lot from a coding standpoint, especially in Gen 5 when they redid everything. They'd have to make a completely new overworld sprite for all the Pokemon and stuff. Like, it would just be a little hard to implement.
And think
But
of
I think
Sun
it was
and
mostly
Moon.
just because, yeah, they have models for all the overworld sprites in Sun and Moon, so they could have implemented it, but it would be a lot more complicated, and I think it was just a feature that they wanted to implement because it was promoting the Pokewalker. So
Yeah. Like, I understand why they took it away, like, making super nice 3D, like, Pokemon for, like, a 700 or whatever Pokemon. It's just, like, that is a lot. It's quite a lot to do. And I feel like it would also make your game run slower, just because so much.
Mhm.
Mhm.
especially when there's already some lag in Sun and Moon in the first place.
Very true.
Oh my gosh. Double
I've
battles.
never used the 3D
And
feature
SOS.
ever.
They actually took it out of the Sun and Moon games, the 3D feature,
Yeah,
which
they
I'm
took it
glad.
out entirely because
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't
I've
even
watched
use it.
other games.
The only place I ever used it was for the cutscenes, and then even then, sometimes I'm like, frame rate drop is too terrible even to put up with it for a cutscene, so I turn it off.
my turn. Thank you very much. I miss. Well, I was going to say Battlefront here, but obviously, Katie beat me to it, so I'm going to say contest instead. I remember as a kid, I would spend hours trying to get stupid Mastery 4 ribbon, whatever it was from Lily Cove, and I would never get it because they'd always cheat and always beat me, and I'd get so upset I had to breed a new Pokemon, give them more Pokeblocks, and then try again, and lose again, and then try once more, and eventually get it. But I never actually got my fucking Pokemon and their portraits, like, on the wall in the gallery. I only got one, and didn't get all of them, and that really upset me. I wanted to get my Pokemon to be, like, all nice in, like, portraits and things. It just never happened. No, that's
See?
my childhood dream, like, crushed.
You
I
know
was
that
so
league's
obsessed with
taken
it.
over your life when you start saying Mastery 4.
Oh my. Well, it's the Master Rank Contest is what it's called. So
Yeah.
it was,
I got really obsessed with it, so much that I played Ruby, caught Groudon, got all of the cool ribbons, traded up to Pearl, got all of the ribbons in Pearl, traded up to Alpha Sapphire, got all the ribbons in Alpha Sapphire, so it had all of the cool ribbons, and I was super proud of this Groudon, and I was remember where I put it.
nice.
I loved contests. I would beat all my friends, like, in
I
my
never did
think
link
local
contests.
wireless.
I'm so upset. I know I did get to do one. Like,
I think the biggest slap in the face was having them in Gen 4, and like they weren't in Heart Gold Soul Silver, which you could understand because they're a remake game. But then like going to Gen 5, and you have the little
friggin'
musical
Pokemon
thing,
musical.
and there's no purpose at all. You couldn't screenshot your cool little dress ups. You just unlocked more accessories to use to unlock more accessories to do nothing.
You don't even
Like-
get ribbons.
No, yeah, that was, and like, it was just pointless to me.
I know. In, like, high school, my friends and I would be on the bus, and I'd be like, let's do a contest. And we would do contests, and I would wreck house. I was so good at it. It was such a good time.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody ever wanted to play contests with me, though, so it was just a bit sad. But it's fine.
I wish that they in Omega Ruby Alpha Fire they had done online contests like they did online battles, because they had the online connectivity. You could go on to like the battle spot or whatever, and like the contest spot, and just do one with real people. 'Cause I felt like that would be really cool.
ah,
Anyway.
well.
Now
So-
it's our favorite time.
It is quiz time once
You guys
again.
skipped me. I didn't.
I am ready to fail.
Do you have something you want to say, Chris?
I was just gonna say holding down the B button in Heart Gold Soul Silver that you could push it and it would just always be on. I don't
Really?
know if it's that you
Yeah,
and
the
it had a
automatic
button you
running
could tap that would
shoes.
always leave you running on.
Oh, isn't that like a touchscreen feature?
Yeah, it was just you tap the little button and then you're always running and you never have to push the B button again. And I was sad because I'm like, that was such a great feature, and then they just didn't.
Oh well.
I don't know.
Back to quiz time?
Right, quiz time. Yes, Lizzie, you're up first. I've decided. You can get a choice.
Oh, good. I'm ready to fail first. Let's begin.
Excellent. So, the rules. 1 minute. Answer as many questions as you can. If you don't know the answer, say pass. Reading a question when time runs out, you get to finish that question.
Was this
Any
like
question?
that one game show?
No. You just answer questions and you get the questions wrong and then I laugh at you. Okay, that's how it
I'm
goes.
ready. I'm ready to fail.
All
Bring
right.
it at me.
Great. 3, 2, 1, go. What number is Dragonite in the National Pokedex?
I should pass.
Sabalt Canyon is a location on which of the Sevi Islands in Fire Red and Leaf Green?
Okay, pass again. Wow, I'm gonna fail.
Amazing. In Generation 3, what is the name of the island that Hoa and Luke can be found on?
Oh my god, I know this. Oh god, it's on the tip. Okay, we're gonna pass again.
Wonderful. In Gold and Silver, which of Red's Pokemon was replaced by Lapras in the remakes?
I'm gonna see. No, okay, pass again. I don't know. I don't
Which
wanna
Generation 1
wanna be
Pokemon?
wrong.
Which Generation 1 Pokemon was the first to have its trademark applied for?
Okay, pass.
What is the only non-normal type move that can be taught to any Pokemon that can use TMs?
Return.
Wrong, because that's a normal type move. Listen to the question.
Okay, I thought you said normal type move.
Which Pokemon is the first to ever be created?
Last question.
Phew.
False. Lizzie, you scored 0. Well done.
You know what? I said I was gonna fail, and I put my...
Yes, but
you know
I expect you to at least get 1, okay? At least
Okay.
1, but no,
Strong
you got
start
nothing.
to the season, am I right?
This is great. I hope you do better, Chris, because I'm really depressed right now.
We'll see. We'll see.
Listen, I set the bar low, alright? Just so everybody else can feel better, alright? Listen, I'm all about the feel
Very
good
altruistic,
vibe.
I see.
Remember-
Yeah.
Just a team
Remember,
player.
It's all
Bubba,
about
if
the
you get at
feel-good
least a
vibes.
1, you're in the running for a team from me.
If you get 1, like, you're elite, you're winning, just saying. So, 3, 2, 1. Which town is the hometown of Cynthia in Sinnoh?
Celestic.
Correct. Already ahead of Lizzie. How many times is Karina fought in the main story of X and Y?
Pass.
In Generation 1, which move cut your critical hit rate by 75% due to a glitch?
Skip.
Which town in Diamond and Pearl has no television sets?
Skip. How am I supposed to know that?
By
It's a
being a
fact.
genius. Who is a Frontier Brain in Generation 4 and an Elite 4 member in Generation 5?
Caitlyn.
Correct. In Generation 5, what item do you get if you reach the end of the Abyssal Ruins?
Relic Crown.
Correct. If you were to buy a Castilia cone in Pokemon Black and White, what is the only day of the week you're allowed to do this?
Wednesday.
False.
Ah, dang it.
Where can you capture Groudon in Pokemon Emerald?
Emerald, it's the... I can't remember the name, it's the cave. I don't know.
The cave. Very helpful. I'll give you half a point for that. Which optional area requires HM for strength in Diamond and Pearl, but not in Platinum?
Last question.
Which optional... Oh, Wayward Cave.
Correct. So, I'll give you a 4.5 out of whatever. Well done. Better than
All
Lizzie. Our new high score for this season.
Setting it low. Look at
Yay!
him. He's doing great.
Unlike you, you know.
Listen,
Oh.
I was close. The last question I almost knew because of that meme, but the meme messed me up because I was thinking about the meme.
What meme?
Okay, you know that Jeopardy meme?
No.
No.
I'll find it. I'll find it.
Well, thank you guys for coming on.
Yep. I guess that's all for today.
That's all for now.
Thank you guys.
Any
Thanks
closing
for
words?
Thanks for watching. Thanks to our guests for coming here and taking the time to do this.
And see you next time.
Here's to a good season.
Alright.
See
Peace
ya.
out.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Hey.